like it as well for the second source of initiation after the Mars jumps in. You're nice and tanky. You've got two good frontliners that are pretty high priority to allow the TB and the Coddle and everyone else to kind of just stand back, cast spells, or attack from range. It's a good draft. I agree with you.
Good draft. Much like last game, I don't think either draft is like, oh, so much better. You know, it's like an out draft. It depends so much more on execution. Much like last one, right? And we saw it last one. However much people might hate the Bloodseeker carry, they almost brought it back on Hellraiser. So clearly, these guys draft quite evenly. I haven't had any issues with drafts in general. You know, no enchantresses, like Legion commanders. I'm happy. I think both drafts have been really solid, and I'm really excited Sheshikat Brewmaster. I think this guy is really a treat to watch. I'm wondering if he's gonna go for the crit build that some people used to build, or the newly improved axe build with the shard as well. That's very powerful. This.
We're going to have to take a look as there's going to be the opening kill onto Rezo. He's going to find 5 heroes behind him. Fissure should just about secure this kill, and with the spin on the Rockio, level 1, that's going to be enough damage to kill when you got 5 heroes for level 1. Skyrath Mage shoots over a concussive shot there. Here, bye. And a nice first blood bonus into the pocket of Durakio. He's even got another spin he'll have ready to contest for runes. Potentially look for a second kill here. So, nice first blood by Windstrike. Behind him. No one's going to be able to scout the 5-man rotation. They just get in for free.
Yep. I like... this is a start by them. I think the Doom is going to be quite satisfied with that as well.
Embark for battle.
Sorry, I think Windstrike is going to be quite satisfied with that as well.
Yeah.
And... no, the thing though, of course, Hellraisers, they don't need to win the lanes right now because of the draft they have. They have a really good draft to lose with, which sounds crazy to say, but when you find that the enemy team has really good early game, which in this case I think Windstrike does for the most part, maybe besides the offlane, you can draft heroes like TB or Doom or whatever that are good junglers, and heroes that don't require too much space. TB can farm with his illusions, so that means that you can farm the lane with them. And this allows you to lose the lanes and still recover nicely into the game as long as the enemy team doesn't have push. So the enemy team has like Leshrac or stuff, screw it. Right? DP 5, not that scary compared to like say a DP mid. So they will have enough time to recover. So they're not too worried about this early game. All you need to do is not feed too many kills and not let them stop.
Base attack time of 2 Big Daddy Doom here.
Yeah, such a terrible base attack time. But his damage is great though.
It is, and you just eat creep, plus of course, with Infernal Blade, you don't really want it to be too high anyway. Not that it matters, it's 4-second cooldown, but still, I mean, Infernal Blade. Good Ags game this time around, what do you think? The break?
You just ran into my speed!
What, for the Doom?
For the Doom?
Oh, you don't do that anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, it's back to the old... Oh, sorry. It's because, yeah, I was thinking you were talking about the Infernal Blade Ags, which I love. No, yeah. I don't know. The resisting cooldown is kind of useful. Is there really something you want to break here? Maybe the Jug Crit is kind of useful to break.
Yeah.
But I feel like if he's with Doom, he's already running away, right? I don't think he can fight you with Doom. Maybe in late game is a consideration. Actually, find to be it's a good shard game, actually. Because you were mentioning in the draft how you lack stuns, and the shard gives you a bit of a longer setup, which allows you to like stomp him or spear Mars him or whatever it is.
Yeah, I can't believe they actually brought level death back in.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's one of my favorite abilities back in Dota 1. You used to only get 1 level of it, right? Yep. Early, because then you would just... no, 2 levels of it, and then you would fight him around level 5, right? And that was the idea of like the Doom. You're like, I feel so smart. I'm playing on my level death timing. It was such a dumb ability.
Yeah, I remember I played a game of Doom, like probably my 3rd or 4th game of Dota. My friends were like, what? I was like, what does this do? They're like, just don't level it, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Because it used to be that at one point people just started realizing it was a meme. Yeah, that's why they changed it. Thank God as well, because Infernal Blade is a really good ability.
It is, yeah, it's way better.
Yeah.
And for a while, we used to just see them all the time as well. Mid lane, off lane. Yeah, like even sometimes safe lane.
If you went to SA, yes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding. They used to play that hero all the time safe lane. Hector's done it, Atun used to do it a lot. It was a very popular thing.
I feel like that's what they do. It was the same thing when Monkey King came out and people didn't realize how strong he was. SA was like, well, just like first pick Monkey, we'll see whatever he fits. They just use it as like the ultimate play. Lane, off lane, wherever they wanted it.
There's a new hero. There's a region that's going to play him a lot. Is going to be it. Particularly as a carry, right? I mean, any hero. When Snapfire came out and says like, can I play this as a carry? And you go, yeah, sure, if you try.
Sure, maybe. Offlane's a bit better, of course. We'll still see it there. Mid lane as well. Chris Luck playing a couple of mean games as well on the hero. But
we can see the strength though of the Scarlet Mage versus DP, but then we see that the Juggernaut beats them up. However, Juggernaut only beats Mars when he has Blade Fury up, so Rezo, yeah, you can punish the DP immediately. Pantomime knew it was coming. you could tell he was like staggering there to make it harder for him to hit the spear because the animation's quite long, and you make it so that the Mars can't really impale you, because if he does, you might...
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a kill. I mean, it's pretty easy to kill DP. Fairy Fire. Oh, they'd much rather go for a kill. Yep, on the
that was a great spear. Wow, Rezo wasn't even aware of how good he is in this game.
Oh, they're going to get a kill on the Cheshire Cat down bottom, though.
That sucks. What is the build Cheshire Cat's score? Is he going for the magic damage build? Alright, so with this build, you sometimes feel a bit too strong, right, in the lane. You're like, oh, I think I can just keep harassing the TB from afar, because you can. That's the whole point of this build with the Urn, right? Because Urn triggers the Cinder Brew, so the idea is that you just try to get Urn charge as soon as possible, and that's why you play super aggressive in lane. But of course, against meta, this can sometimes backfire.
Yeah, especially when meta is going to be on a bit of a shorter cooldown than you maybe expected. Young G going to get a rotation out from Lil. The Invis Rune, rather, is going to go over to Yamich. Gonna scout him though, thanks to the ward. That he's gonna figure that they've got a ward there, seeing as how advanced we're. Well, okay, so they got another probably what, like 70 seconds before the Metamorphosis is available again.
Oh, he took the 1 point in crit. So this is a bit weak on Brewmaster because even though you need it, it's gonna make the reflection much stronger.
Ah, true.
So sometimes I would even justify this as the kind of lane where you might not even take point in crit just because of that. But it's also really useful against meta, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Because without the crit, or without the passive, or whatever you want to call it, you will not survive. He just murdered. That's why he went for a point of reflection though in the lane. A lot of TBs nowadays don't go for point of reflection in the lane.
They just max to Conjure Image and the meta, especially with a Coddle in your lane.
But against Brew, it's great. Look at this.
Against Brew, it's great, especially because, hey, look, you got another one, right?
Yeah,
ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, it's true, yeah, with a Coddle you can abuse reflection much more. That's a good point, I never considered that. I guess with Coddles, maybe, if you feel like you can play aggressive.
They want to kill for Puma, and they get this Illuminate coming in, and they don't have a save here, unfortunately. Coddle's good on the offensive, not so good on the defense. Really gets his egg.
Drew's very proud of his child.
That's right, actually.
Yeah.
Very, very appropriate here. Is anyone celebrating the Lunar New Year?
Oh, it's true. Yeah. Happy Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
Hope you bought a lot of mandarins.
Lots of mandarins. We'll see how it goes. Well, they could use some mandarins here. The early game, I think it's going to be, like you said, a little bit rough. It's a little bit rough here. But they've got some really good, I mean, with, of course, Earthshaker. I mean, it's just so good. It actually just synergizes so nicely with, well, when you're looking for kills.
Because Kira's just too...
Right? He is, yeah.
Is there ever a draft where you go, Earthshaker's not good here? These days, honestly.
Middle tower is under attack.
No.
Like, maybe the only justification I can find if you have, like, really weak lanes, right? And Earthshaker isn't had anything for them. They can kill the DP up top, but that's a really nice kill siphon. Used it before the silence and allows it to survive. Well played.
Yeah, nicely done indeed.
That's a 0.01 cast point silence. It's almost...
I would say that probably Earthshaker's bad if there's a lineup that doesn't care about path engine, right?
Oh, like yellow... see what you mean, like... Because Snapfire, Pug, kind of...
Yeah, especially like a Pug, maybe, I don't know, like a Visage now with Ags, for example.
Maybe, yeah. Okay.
Animum's gonna get dove as there's a rotation from Young G, counter rotation like Rabel. Yeah, that's another good one here. Young G's gonna be able to get down this tree. Nice pin to the walls, but they know that's bait. Storm Spirit not too far behind, unfortunately. Young G back to the mid lane.
I gotta give it to Hellraisers though. Some of the got no trouble, Solar Bite. He's like, well, I guess I'm dead. Oh, not anymore, because the Earthshaker comes in with a clutch fissure, and Kuman's dying to the Cinder Brew. He's going to die to the Cinder Brew. Yamich TP's in time. Richie, Seek and Strike, what is this? How is this allowed? That's a max Cinder Brew. That is the... Okay, I love that haircut.
Oh, he's gonna live. He dodges 2 Illuminates.
This build, by the way, is the most efficient build in terms of mana to damage that a Brew can possibly build. So this is the best build if you know you can't go Arcanes, which you can't in this game, right? And you have to go Phase for sure. And it's a really, really strong build against the TV because he has no way of dispelling this, right? So Cinder Brew is essentially the full damage, even if it's over a duration.
Yeah, you love Brewmaster, so I'm not going to break down what we saw in that fight, but I will break down the BM tip analysis here. That's what I'll do. They ended up actually tipping Cheshire Cat because they're like, we got you, you son of a bitch. And then Cheshire Cat went, no, you. He tipped them right back, a great fissure. And then the Cinder Brew damage, as you said, takes him down. And then from beyond the grave, he gets another tip there. So nice little job there. Looking for the emotional advantage, anything you can get. Rakio's level 6, not too impactful against Mars though. Doesn't have the point in bulwark though actually, so it is. Oh yeah, just getting contesting the stacks here. I mean, kind of impossible to do though. Oh, yeah, away from the creep wave as well. That might just kill him, and it will with one last crit, punishing the fact that he did not go for a single point in bulwark here. Normally, you just keep walking like that, and you already reduce your damage by whatever percent you have bulwark at, but Juggernaut, I mean, you can tell that he doesn't have bulwark because he's a lot like Bristleback.
Exactly, right? You have a little shielding noise. And also, you probably should know as well by the damage that the spear contributes as well.
Yeah.
Or the cooldown. So there's a lot of ways, and that was an easy kill. I mean, I think it's the right play not to go for bulwark in that lane, because Juggernaut will kill you with Blade Fury otherwise, but it does end up costing him his. And now Storm starts to hunt down TV. This is the best way to play.
Yep, here comes Cheshire Cat.
Oh, that's so good. Cinder's already maxed. Oh, yeah, man, Pubg split. Kumet's done for.
He's dead.
There's no way he's surviving this onslaught, and this is the strongest power spike in the game at level 6 Brewlings.
Yep. Right there for the Coddle. They dispel it. They bring him back down, and now they're going to murder him. Hurling a boulder into the face. Cheshire Cat calls the gank over. It's extremely successful. 2 kills right as they used meta as well. He was looking to just, I think, farm? Yeah, I was looking to farm as a little bit of a stack here and then continue pushing the waves, but 10-minute wagon's going to be coming soon-ish, not soon enough to make it impactful in this push, but another really great kill here for Bruce. Yeah, a lot of money in the bank as well. Yep. Yeah, fantastic job, and that's the second death then for TV. Another death here with the meta in use as well, so he's really starting to struggle. Into the jungle he goes, he's level 6, he's gone actually 3 points. Of course he did in the counter image. I always mix up the 2 somehow. Only the 1 point into reflection. Wasn't too impactful in the lane, almost got them the kill, but if anything it kind of just made it out a little bit more.
So that's the advantage of the Terra build, right? You're still losing your lane, but you can recover, doesn't really matter. And of course you also have Young G as well, which kind of farms with Devour, so even though this early game is being tough for you, you have a lineup made to adapt to this. It's not too worrisome. However, this is the idea that Windstrike was going for. One of the things that Brew does really great against TB, on top of being able to clear illusion, is the magical damage he brings out. Now with the new Cinder Brew, it's very difficult for TB to deal with a Brew until you have the Manta style to dispel it, and by then he's already got another kill.
Draka's going to go straight into the Manta style this game, so not opting for pretty standard sort of maelstrom into, you know, whatever Jug wants to go for. He's not trying out the Boots of Travel Midas build that we saw Mid-One do for some reason. Why that is. Pantomim going to go down into the tier 1 tower. Let's bulldoze this. They are going to be rotating over here under the cover of smoke. Van score. You can recall 1 man in, and he is. Silence though, catching the 2 of them. Pantomim now just running right in, tanking the smoke gank here. Lil is going to rotate on through. His top lane, Rabel, will find Rezo. Look how much Pantomim is tanking here. So much time wasted. Blonde charge is used. Again, another life drain here onto the Coddle. Eventually, you will die. There she goes. For some reason, Mystic Flare is invisible for us. That's going to be a little bit obnoxious, but they actually... Overall. They catch Rezo top, though.
They do, so that's eventually a good trade in favor of Windstrike, but at least a kill for Hellraisers, right? I think at this point you can't really ask for too much. The issue right now for Hellraisers is what do you play around, right? You can't really play around your TV. He's too far. So it's either Doom or Mars. Mars, unfortunately not. I mean, he's better off than Brewmaster, but not by a lot, and he doesn't really have an early Yule Scepter, so currently it seems like Young G has to be the person that needs to go for ganks, right? Take advantage of your Coddle and your Scarlet Mage. He has a really nice combo. Maybe. You have Doom, so okay, maybe not go to the high ground like that. Fissure, Spirit Siphon as well, but they don't want to continue this.
They were hoping to get that Fissure just right here so he couldn't walk up the stairs. And there's going to be Durakio. Didn't even need to use the Omni Slash that time for the kill onto Lil. Kills, make it 3 under the belt here for the Juggernaut. We're going to have a really fast Orchid here as well. It's not quite naked, 2 null talismans, regular boots here, but this Orchid here is slowly getting more and more closer to completion. Durakio plus Cheshire Cat will be able to demolish that tier 1 bottom, left basically pretty low by the Exo of Pantomime earlier, and you can see how they're just looking to get this mid lane pushed out, making sure that they always can keep Young G or someone parked in this mid lane, give them a little bit more info, and there's going to be the Orchid already done, and the Midas. There's so many good items coming from Strike right now.
Yeah, it's scary, because Windstrike knows that they don't have enough push to actually put pressure on you and take your objectives too early, which is why they're playing a bit on the greedier side. I think Brew Midas is fantastic as well, because the experience you get is really, really valuable. If you go for the Brewlings build, which is the Eggs build nowadays, right? You kind of need the level 20 and 25 talents to make it useful. So that's why, especially in the mid game, you need to...
Smoke on smoke. I wonder what Hellraisers are smoking around here, because I don't think they have any big abilities. I mean, I guess level 6 Arena of Blood is good enough. Rezo's gonna walk on up. It's a bit of an awkward engagement here. They're kind of pinching between each other. They're gonna try and stop the counter initiation, but Yamich already with the blink dagger. He's gonna set up for a cool switch on a 2. There's gonna be now the Mystic Flare, but it's not fast enough. Chestnut's got the ulti out, and the team fight already falling apart. Vanskoll will perish though to the Omni Slash, and they even find Young G, who gets the Doom on the Chestnut. That's not doing much though. Kuman left to 1v8 at this stage with Chestnut's Primal Spirits, and it's a full team wipe here in favor of Windstrike.
Look at what Yamich is doing. He's hitting the Storm. He's like, Storm! Storm! Let me get out of here! Alright, so
that's what friends are for. Real friends would enchant Totem and then try to die.
Exactly.
Which you can't do anymore because Earthshakers used to always deny creeps for free. But I like you pointing that out. Great team fight. I mean, break that down. What happened?
I mean, what happened is that the Hellraisers fought in a 5-on-5 engagement where they really can't afford to do so. Like I said, you can't fight around your TV. Oh. I don't know if Skyreth Mage can get out of here alive. Fissure, they're trying to calculate it. Uber trying to buy. There's much better engagement for Hellraisers. Don't have the arena though, but
no, they don't have arena. They don't have Doom.
Yeah, they killed the TB though.
We've got meta in 10 seconds. All right, we're gonna find Pantomim at least.
I understand that Kuman wants to be more useful with his team, but I don't think this is a time where you need to take 5-on-5 engagement. I think that was the mistake, right? The 5-on-5 for Windstrike is 10 times better right now. There's no way.
Yeah.
You're like even if your hero farm, you have a Brewmaster. He's the strongest hero at the first like 15 minutes of the game with Primal Split alone, right? So you need to play much more defensively as Hellraisers, and if anything, try to look for simple skirmishes. You know, 3-on-3 smokes, simple ganks using the Doom and the Skyreth Mage, or even Mars Skyreth Mage combo.
That's what surprised me. I mean, I think you heard me saying like Hellraisers are going to smoke as well. But what are they smoking with? Like, what's the power spec? That's what you see teams smoke around. For Windstrike, it was very clear: Orchid on Storm, Blink Dagger on the Shaker, right? Yeah. Boom. That's instantly a team fight win. Whereas Hellraisers, they were relying on their 5 fight, which, I mean, they were just countered so hard by this Blink Dagger as well. They did get an initial good silence and lockdown of Cheshire, but it's kind of that counter initiation from the Shaker that makes him so strong in every single game here. And he really just flexes that Blink Dagger really nicely. Windstrike just get wipes. 4-13 here already, 3K net worth lead. 15.5 minutes in, and I think we're gonna farm our first volley of items now for Hellraisers. So, noon-ish for the Mars. They found the Doom though. I think it's just dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Again, the spaces though, why are you farming in your own jungle as opposed to the triangle? I mean, I guess Doom was going for the more dangerous farm, but then you should be pushing out lanes, right? Rather than... It seems like they don't know what to do, and as you're right about what you mentioned, right? There was not a power spike smoke. No. It seemed more like anything a desperation spike. You are starting to realize, oh, he's losing. Like, what do we do? How do we recover this? And you go for like a 5-man smoke, hoping to accomplish something. But there was no way.
I'm just shocked they kept going. If they're looking for the retreat, there's going to be Coddle dropping as well. Rabel just making really good use of that. Arena of Love, though. They're looking to kill the Phantom. Will find it. Exo is not going to be put to much use, but Rakio doesn't really care much. They're going to get the right clicks. Young G respawning. 44th fight. That's your cat looking to turn. Echo Slam. It's a big one. Catching 3 heroes there. Lil is barely alive. A fish to follow up as well on a Young G, as they will just nuke him down with the Brewlings. Juggernaut pinned down to the trees. Kuman was lifted by the Storm Spirit. They might be able to lift him again. Yep. And Windstrike, they're setting up. They've got the Omni Slash at the ready for him. They've got enough heroes to tank it. Yamich jumping forward with the Blink Dagger, looking for the stun on a Kuman. There's the Electric Vortex now. They don't even need the Omni Slash. They just have way too much damage.
Not so much magical damage to burst this Terrorblade down, which is exactly why TB should not be anywhere near fights. Yep. Hell, even if you're losing your tier 1, tier 2s, and you're losing map control, I get it, TB, you're desperate, but at least use that time to farm, right? At this point, trying to force these engagements, you're going to keep on losing. Yeah. And this is the exact kind of lineup or the plays that Windstrike wants. Look at their itemization, right? It's either fighting itemization or a free farm itemization, right? So you have Orchid on Storm, which is great for fighting.
For Cheshire Cat, he's going for both.
Exactly, which is Blink and Midas. Yep. The Manta Style on Juggernaut does both as well, which is nice dual item. Whereas you went for more farming items, which you kind of need, obviously, for the most part. Like, well, I mean, you have one item realistically. Kuman now trying to be more of a mid-game build. I get it, but the problem here is that you're a TB still. Yeah. So no matter how much mid-game you play, you're not going to beat this Brewmaster's power.
And another big issue why I'm still shocked that they're fighting into this full 5v5. Blink off there, Cheshire Cat. Of course, Orchid doesn't do any damage. Neither does the Silence. The TB, I mean, Metamorphosis cooldown is going to be just as long, and now that we've got more levels, longer than Echo Slam, longer than Primal Split. And they just keep fighting to the big ultis.
I also feel like to me that the Hellraisers doesn't have a clear plan. Like they keep going in and testing the waters and then getting punished because they're testing the waters, and then they proceed to leave. But you should be kind of, if anything, fighting around your Dooms, around your Arena of Blood, your two big spells in the early mid game, right? But we haven't seen that used effectively too much.
Yeah.
Also partially because Windstrike keeps grouping up and forcing 5-on-5 engagements. So kudos to Windstrike too.
Well, they do it when their ultis are coming off cooldown. Like 15 seconds, 30 seconds here, 4 seconds. So now they're going to group up. You can see, yeah, they even TP Cheshire Cat in. And they're going to smoke up because they're like, hey, the cooldowns are coming off cooldown, or our cooldowns are coming off cooldown. Cooldowns are coming off, right? Let's go fight. Because time and time again, Hellraisers, they've been willing to just base check here right into the entirety of Windstrike lineup. It's not working out here. They need to change.
Yeah, you need to start split pushing lanes. You need to go for your full contingency plan. I thought that was the whole idea of the draft. Like, it's a draft made to lose the early and then win the mid game.
Yep.
You're not doing that whatsoever. And now you gave Windstrike the advantage in terms of snowball. I mean, they might not have the best push in the world, but they have enough push if you keep suiciding against them. Young G, the target, shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, they have Omnislash here, they would have committed. That was the wrong side of the fissure, doesn't really matter. Cheshire Cat activates his Primal Split, immediately cancels TP. Looking to kill Vanscore, impossible, but you can maybe take a tier 2 or just retreat.
All right, I mean, we did only use one ulti there, by the way. I mean, Cheshire Cat was expecting a counter engagement because time and time again, Hellraisers have just been fighting into this. So maybe he was just preparing for the worst, but in either case, now we still have Echo Slam, we still have Omni ready to go, we still have Exo. 5k net worth lead now. Of course, this Midas is going to really start to speed up as well for Cheshire Cat. He's going to be going for the Lotus just to make sure he's able to get off his all-important Primal Spirits. Lit. My goodness, English. Come on, you can scout it though. The jump forward, he's going to eat an Omni Slash. Lots of armor to tank through. There's 25+1, but they've got the mixed damage with the Maelstrom Silence up. He can't get off the Thunder. And they actually counter-engage here. That's at least one ulti. They need to try and control the Earthshaker, and he's going to get the Echo off. That's going to allow him to get a Silence now to follow up. No Doom has been dropped in this fight. He's just been silenced. Pantheon chasing the way. Position 5, by the way. Yamage going to follow over with an enchanted Totem, as Cheshire Cat now jumping in. Doesn't have the ulti here. Storm zipping and zapping in, though, as Rezo will fall again. All these fights, they just look impossible right now for Hellraisers.
They are impossible, right? That's why every time I see the TP dead and you're still fighting, I question what's the purpose of this fight. You're not going to win it, so are you creating space? What is it that Hellraisers is attempting to do here? And another point to be made is that Windstrike, because of their itemization and their draft, they're happy with a quote-unquote low GPM game. Like, if they're constantly fighting and neither team is getting anything out of it, Windstrike is winning, just because their abilities are a bit stronger, right? As long as TB's not farming, you're kind of happy. So, why?
Yep, Shard now delivered.
You need to change your idea of how you're proposing this game, Hellraisers. There's no way you're going to win if you just keep on doing the same thing. And most importantly, you're doing the same thing that Windstrike wants to do.
Yep.
You're playing their game.
And what's even worse is this Earthshaker Shard is so damn strong against TB. TB's one of his biggest counters is he hates it either if you can close the gap instantly or if you can do damage and kill him from farther than his attack range. Earthshaker can do both now, right? So he's just so lethal to this TB. He can just sit all the way far away. He's probably going to fissure,
yeah, true.
enchant Totem, let Rebel jump in, let Cheshire Cat jump in, let them be in the dangerous position. Hellraisers, they have no save with this draft, so
he's already mega counter as well.
I mean, it's so difficult. It's so difficult. I would normally say, and then Earthshaker needs to jump in and counter initiate once the Oracle or the Dazzle or whoever is going to go for it. Nope. That's not happening in this game. We need 4 staffs. We need a Glimmer Cape. We need something for TB. We've got a Glimmer queued up, I know, for Vanscore. That might not be good enough here. We need a little bit more. Okay, there's the Lotus queued up. I like that. Not going for Ags.
4 staff on? No. Going for the killer build. I mean, I guess you need it because Skywrath Mage needs to be the guy that creates space for you. You don't have a lineup, though, to make sure that Skywrath Mage can stay relevant, unfortunately, right? Because you now need to create space. And I don't know, maybe I gave the Doom too much credit in the draft. I thought he would do much more this game. He really didn't at all. They've got
a lot of magic damage for him as well.
For the Doom, you mean? Or for the TB?
For the TB especially, but I mean, it's still effective versus Doom. It's tanky boy, so he's going to absorb more of it. But now that he's got his BKB, maybe he lives a little bit longer in these fights.
Top tower is under
the idea
attack.
Anyway, Rezo running for his life. Cheshire Cat chasing down.
Okay, used like that, they silence, and they do the Brewmaster. This could be a kill.
It is.
Okay, it's going to be a kill by Cheshire Cat. It was a bit difficult, but it works out. Ravel going in, still for a TP. Nice echo slam with a Fissure Drop. They kill Kuman in time, and the Omni Slash dices and slices right through the rest of the team. As the solution is left behind, Yamich is not even worried. He gets speared, but he's going to be okay. Sal's right under the tower. As Pantoman, no way a pause 5 DP is chasing down your mid-Doom. Is Pantoman doing this? Honestly, he's gonna kill the Doom and even survive with the level 2 exorcism he just acquired. Okay, never mind.
He's
The
gonna
tier
die.
3 will kill him.
He's gonna die. He's
Still worth, though.
100% worth it. And ladies and gentlemen, wards win wars. That's the only reason they kill the TB right there. Because to Hellraiser's credit, I've been a little bit critical saying they need to build saves. They didn't draft any saves for the TV. That's fine. They need to build some. They did. Advanced Score gets off the Glimmer Cape to avoid the Omni Slash. But unfortunately, when Windstrike were setting up the fight, one of their supports just put some wards on the high ground. They got all the detection they need, and the team fight's easy from there. Another full team wipe here in favor of Windstrike. And Alvo, that wasn't just as good as the start as I think they can hope for at this stage. They got the kill on the Cheshire Cat. It wasn't a problem. Young G uses an UAV. Doesn't matter.
Windstrike is also playing an incredible game. Right? They're not making any mistakes, not giving any chances. They're literally squeezing every little drop out of this draft that is possible. You know, every time they see Hellraisers making like one step too far, boom, immediately canceled by the Storm and by the Brewmaster. So
And normally that's not what you see here, especially with a Coddle in the lineup. Normally it's the other way around. Because Coddle will TP to a lane.
Sure, but in this case, since Hellraiser's cores are also slowish, I mean, I didn't think they were going to be this slow, but it looks like it.
True.
I thought the Doom was a bit more impactful, and I also expected the Scarlet Mage and the Mars to do more. I don't know if that's an issue of just me not understanding it, or particularly because of how Hellraiser has been.
So far, it's been pretty damn good. Looking for the Aether Lens as they will jump in and a couple of illusions. No big deal there. Aegis now on the Storm, of course. There's Scotty finished for Juggernaut, and they're just going to run up to the triangle. Rezo looking for revenge kill. Gets silenced before the spear comes out. Youngie needs to use the BKB. Doesn't have Doom for 8 more seconds. Kumon doesn't even have Thunder. What is he doing here? He's going to try and fight, but lifted by the tornado as Rezo is just going to die. The Mystic Flare not connecting on anyone. Lil's going to get absolutely owned by Durakio, and there's going to be the whole boulder. The dive in the Tier 2 tower. Echo Slam into the creep wave. It's a big one, and Permastun GG. This game's over. They throw in the towel, strike the colors, and Hellraiser's with a quick 2-0 win.
Coming from you.
I gotta say, I think Hellraisers need to learn how to play. It seemed like they gave up halfway through the game in terms of what they wanted to do. It had Rezo initiate an arena. Like, is your final play before you GG?